Mortal Kombat has thrived all these years because of the eclectic lineup of settings and fighters it explores, from ninjas to cyborgs to soldiers, wielding swords, magics, firearms, and the elements themselves. You can produce just about any battle you can fathom in the world of Mortal Kombat, and I don't think any fighter stands as an emblem of the series' wide variety quite as much as Kabal. Born of the desire to explore the novelty of a fighter with a handicap, which birthed his most distinct feature, the large breathing apparatus he wears over his face, necessitated after he was scarred by Shao Kahn's extermination squads, and motivating his allegiance to the Earthrealm heroes in his first appearance. And with this mask came further anonymity for Kabal. His earliest appearance was shrouded in further mystery. He couldn't be as easily divided into a category of warrior, like his fellow martial artists, generals, and grandmasters. He wields dual hook swords, dresses like a scavenger, sports tech that looks like Darth Vader, has super speed of all things, and the fact that his terrifying face can kill a foe with a mere look raises even more questions than it answers. I really love this persona for Kabal as someone no one else has figured out, muted and faceless by his own handicap, which is the reason he fights evil. We don't learn until his arcade ending in MK3 that he was, all along, a former member of the Black Dragon crime syndicate. Despite this, he's vowed to turn over a new leaf, having seen the benefit of fighting for good while teamed up with the other heroes. Just as much as he is in fighting style and aesthetic, Kabal is a total hodgepodge in mentality and morality, known for being the fighter to most consistently switch sides over the course of the story. Sometime after the events of Mortal Kombat 3, Kabal is hunted down by an old rival from the opposing Red Dragon clan, Mavado, who bests Kabal in combat and leaves him for dead. Kabal is only recovered from the brink of death by the likes of Havoc. Kabal can run pretty fast, but he was faced with the reality that he couldn't run from his own past as a Black Dragon in the eyes of Mavado, coercing him to thank Havoc by accepting his help and using his support to kill Mavado before taking Havoc's instructions to rebuild the Black Dragon clan. Even this loyalty would be short lived, however, because in his own arcade ending, Kabal would kill Havoc. His story in the second timeline has a similar consistent theme of being dragged upon the whims of others. We learn here that sometime between his days as a Black Dragon and introduction to his respirator, Kabal tried to turn over a new leaf by joining the same law enforcement unit as Curtis Stryker. After his scarring at the hands of Kintaro, Kabal is saved by Kano, but this time resists the temptation to turn evil and joins the heroes, only to be killed by Sindel. It's his death here that makes him a bargaining chip Raiden reluctantly gives Quan Chi, damning him to his existence as a revenant. A second Kabal is brought from the past by Kronika, but he's again manipulated by lies, this time Kano's, into fighting for the dark side. The consistent theme of Kabal's motives and journey are that he by and large wants to improve as a person and progress. But be it at the hands of Kano, Havoc, Mavado, or even Raiden, Kabal never seems to have his fate in his own two hands as he wishes. He constantly must function on the whims of others, working toward his goals personally and monetarily, but consistently encountering setbacks that force him down. Even his non-canonical ending from Mortal Kombat 9 sees him at the mercy of the Black Dragon, the industrial division of which relieves him of his breathing disorder by making him fully cybernetic, only to give him a laundry list of missions he must fulfill to repay his debt. Kabal is constantly having the rug pulled out from under him, and judging by how he pits his Black Dragon recruits Kira and Cobra against one another, to test which of the two would progress as a Black Dragon, he has internalized the rat race that he has fallen into and isn't above inflicting it upon others. Just as Kabal cannot live without his breathing tubes, he's helpless to fate itself as he's constantly passed around from benefactor or leader by the world around him. And his true self is hidden behind the means he takes to achieve his goals, shown by his ulterior motives under Havoc and Raiden, just as his face is hidden behind his heavy mask. The most illuminating thing that ties all of this together is Kabal's ending in Mortal Kombat 11, in which he uses the sands of time to create a comfortable family life for himself, where he lives in perfect security married to the warrior he harbors secret feelings for in Serena, 2 kids, and without any kind of breathing mask. Kabal more or less wants the American dream, money, love, and company. Arguably most important, we see Kabal kills the likes of both Sonya and Kano, among other heroes and villains, before he retires to his cushy life, supporting that he's always been posturing to some extent over his long history of combat. Seeing this dream ending is relatively modest next to universal conquest or godlike power that the other characters seek, and you can track Kabal's desires to his choice to join the Black Dragon. This is more interpretation than anything, but I can vividly picture Kabal making the bad choice to turn to crime for money to fund his dream life, and no matter how far he runs and tries to be good after his worst years, he's followed. Kano, Mavado, and Havoc being the phantoms he can never escape. He refers to the Black Dragon as more of a gig than a brotherhood at his best, showing that all he wants is his peaceful life as a well-to-do nuclear patriarch. But not unlike an addict, he's pulled into crime, combat, and conquest over and over and over again. Arguably, no fighter is victim to the looping timelines, revolving door nature of Mortal Kombat as Kabal. Whenever he finds peace, a new disaster awaits to tear apart his world, forcing him to resort to desperate measures and sinister methods. It's this strife that has made Kabal one of my favorite combatants in the series, and I hope that the Mortal Kombat universe continues to fuel his conviction and give the indecisive, tragic combatant something to fight for.